Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. My name's Rob, this is the Hobby Desk, and today we're back with a bit of a channel update. Bit of a combination of things with our Dead Man's Hand project, our Bolt Action project, little things we've been up to because I've been quite quiet, and admittedly I haven't put out as near as many videos as I'd like to, even as many shorts or anything like that. My hand's just floating around here. Ooh. So yeah, I'll be honest, I've been really busy, and sadly it's not been really busy with hobby stuff. It's been really busy with life. Well, I suppose it's a bit hobby related actually. So where to begin? The big thing that has kept me away from the channel, admittedly, is a little tabletop convention called Wirral War-Con. This was our mug. That was us. That's our local gaming store. This is our paint water mug. So I've been away from the channel because I've been planning, and as I'm talking here, I'll put some pictures up and videos and things, just so you're not staring at the empty cutting mat. So I've been away from the channel, admittedly, for a while now, because we've been planning Wirral War-Con. Now, Wirral War-Con is an idea born out of lunacy, if I'm being honest. Anyone that knows me personally, you might not. Or you may have seen online, where I'm from, the Wirral in the northwest of England. I run a little tabletop sale. Think of a car boot called Wirral War Boot. Now, it's held in the local church hall. It's great for me. You know, it's about 10 minutes away from my house. I can go there. I can get it set up relatively quickly. We've got a lot of sellers who come. We fill the tables really quick, and we have a good day. Say good day, good morning of it. We only run for a few hours. It just gives everyone an opportunity to sell their unwanted models, bits and bobs from their piles of opportunity, and to buy more stuff with the money they make, because naturally that's what we as wargamers do, don't we? If we're going to sell something, we're selling it because we're buying more. We're not selling it because of some important reason, like I need to buy a new washing machine or something. No, I'm selling models because I want to buy more models. So I set up Wirral War Boot. That was a little thing. That came as a result of going to Element Games in Stockport. They had a war boot running one day, and I've been to a couple of them. And long story short, I went to one day. And this isn't bashing Element Games. Element Games sales are great, really cool store as well. So be sure to check them out, especially in the Stockport area. But I went to one, and I ended up getting a ticket for going through a bus gate. And Stockport Council were the most unhelpful people I've ever come across. Tried to explain to them, look, the approach to it wasn't very well signposted. I ended up on this road, I couldn't get off the road, so I had no other choice than to go through. Anyway, I went through a whole appeal process, and Stockport Council essentially told me to shove it and pay the fine. So I did, and sadly, I vowed to never go to Stockport ever again. Sadly, that meant I was never going to go to another Element Games event. And like I said, it's a great store. I've been there before for a few Walking Dead events. MANTIC's Walking Dead All Out War, a few tournament days, things like that. I said to myself that, no, I'm not going again. No, it is what it is. And after I got that ticket, I had the crazy idea to set up my own tabletop sale because, I need more stress. Not in my job stressful enough, my life stressful enough, but hey. So I set up Wirral War Boot. That was a success. Done them for a couple of years. They go really well. We have a great bunch of sellers come in, and different people all the time. A really good crowd comes, takes over the local village, in and out in a few hours, done, dusted, great. Every time I finish one, I vow I'm never going to do another one. Then I do another one. And this time, I thought, I'm not going to do one. And admittedly, I was thinking I'm not going to do another one. I felt a bit done with them. I felt a little bit, said it earlier, I have a very stressful job, and I've got 2 young children, so I've got a busy life. I want to get time in to do hobby as well. But so I thought, right, if I'm going to do another one, I'm going to go big, because that's what you do, isn't it? You create more stress on top of stress. So I thought, I'm going to do Wirral War-Con, make it a tabletop gaming convention, have more going on. We're going to still have our sellers, but we're going to reach out to some games manufacturers. We're going to get some local clubs involved. We're going to do demo games. Hopefully seeing some pictures and things now. We'll get some local businesses involved. And luckily, we had a message from Ross at BULWARK Games saying they'd like to get involved. So I thought early on, you know, maybe they just want to get a vendor space. So I went out to see them. Long and short of it, the guys at BULWARK are great, and we've ended up collaborating. So we put together, between us, Wirral War-Con tabletop gaming convention, collaboration with BULWARK Games, and it was a huge bloody success. And that's not me blowing my own trumpet. That is, it was a bloody big success, and it was a bigger success than we thought it would be. Which is great. It's absolutely great. It was a free event we put on. We had 56 tables. In fact, it was more. I think it was about 60 tables in the end, of sellers, independent games clubs running demo games. We had a local coffee shop get involved, doing all the hot drinks on the day, cakes, things like this. It was bloody brilliant. We had painting competitions. We had a bring and buy. Yeah, so it was nuts. So admittedly, I've been away from the channel because I've been planning all that. And I'll tell you this, trying to plan a full-blown event when you work full-time, you've got a young family, you know, and it's something that just seems to get bigger and bigger and bigger. It's stressful. But we did it. We got there in the end. We pulled it off. Some little statistics for you. We had 500 plus people through the doors on the day. We lost count, if I'm being honest. Like I said, it was free. The car park was full by 10 a.m. when we opened the doors. The guys at BULWARK were great. You know, they got a load of volunteers involved helping us set up on the day, and they would go around and make sure everyone was okay. You know, we had how many demo tables? We have 8 demo tables, something like that. 8+ demo tables running. Games from Bolt Action to Middle-Earth Strategy Battle game. We had Moonstone. We had some really interesting stuff. There was a refight of Battle of Hastings 1066. We had some World War II bits and bobs from another local club. Sorry, I can't remember the name of the games. It will come back to me. Some Warhammer 40k demos. A big one we had was Warlord Games came, and they demoed Conflict 47, the new rule set coming out, so that was really cool. I had a really, really good chat with Harry from Warlord. Really, really nice guy. He was talking to me about, you know, he wasn't telling me what the upcoming releases were, but, you know, he was telling me what they weren't, shall we say. But no, really, really nice guy. So big props to Harry and Dave over at Warlord, who, you know, helped come down on the day. We had MANTIC games in attendance. Tobias came from MANTIC. He set up his booth. He had 3 demo tables running. He was demoing Worms, Halo Flashpoint, and Kings of War Champions. All 3 of those games are bloody brilliant. I picked up Worms on the day. We love Worms in this house. Me and my wife have played far too many hours of that on the PC. So a board game version, even better. But yeah, so big that, you know, Tobias was great. Really, really enthusiastic guy about the hobby, and, you know, knows his stuff and was really, really into it. And how he managed to fit everything. If I could show you a picture of his car, I didn't take one of his car. That's weird, isn't it? The amount of stuff that he came with, demo pods, stock, shelving, signage, everything like that. How he fit it into his car, I don't know. My wife described it as Mary Poppins' bag. That was Tobias's car. So well done, mate. I mean, I know you sold a lot of stuff on the day, so it was probably a lighter load going home. But yeah, so well done, Tobias, on that one. We had not Irongate Scenery, IGS Minis. They were in attendance. They do a lot of 3D printed stuff, pre-painted stuff as well. They were there. They had a nice big setup. That was really cool. What else did we have? We had Magic Geek in attendance. They do a lot of trading cards, things like that. Steve over at Magic Geek said they had a great day. What else did we have? Who else did we have? We obviously had BULWARK. They had their big area. On top of that, we had really cool guys from Frog Forge. I'll put links to all these people in the comments, in the description, by the way. Frog Forge were there. They sculpt and 3D print their own miniature range, and they are Mayan Aztec inspired orcs. So on the day, Joe and James from Frog Forge were there. They were running live demos of sculpting, which was just fascinating. So the whole setup, the TV was there, the monitor was there. James was sculpting away. Joe was chatting to people about the range, and, you know, do some really, really nice stuff. Really nice stuff. Who else did we have in attendance? My mind's gone blank. We had actual size miniatures were there as well. Now, Will from Actual Size Miniatures, he prints a whole wide range of really interesting bits and bobs for your gaming table, from little scattered terrain pieces to Victorian era, you know, guns, cannons, things like that. Really unusual stuff that, from what I can gather from speaking to a lot of people who were there on the day, were, you know, they were made up to find stuff like that. Apparently it's quite hard to find online and stuff. Admittedly, it's not my time range for gaming, but I can appreciate, you know, the models and the quality. They were really, really good. He does ships as well. So that really just fascinating stuff. So you look, I think, what an eclectic mix, but what a really interesting and cool mix. You know, stuff, like I said, stuff you don't really see. And I think that's the stuff that catches people's eyes. Think, wow, it's different. But anyway, speaking of Will, you know, he had a really, really good day. And yeah, who else do we have? We had SHADOWGROVE dice were there. Admittedly, SHADOWGROVE dice, that's Ben. He's one of my best mates in the real world. He creates a lot of handmade dice, hand polished, balanced, things like that. Yeah, and he was helping out MANTIC, so he's a MANTIC Pathfinder. But yeah, so that's enough of me rambling about the event and who was there. But that's why I've been really busy and away from the hobby desk, admittedly. Because planning an event, even with the support of the guys from BULWARK, is bloody stressful. You know, you're trying to tie up different vendors. You know, you're checking everyone's okay. You know, we had a lot of private vendors as well, people selling their own collections, which was really cool. You know, you get a lot of interesting stuff for sale there as well. When people selling their own collections, you know, stuff that's been in the loft for years and years and years. You know, there was a complete inbox copy of Advanced Hero Quest new on the sprue. That was fascinating to see. I might be doing a video on that soon. You know, various bits and bobs like that. You know, there was just a lot. There was Apocalypse Miniatures were there as well. Now, he's a guy I know quite well, Ryan. He sells a lot of, you know, your old hammer, huge. You know, he buys and sells collections of Warhammer, and all manner of war games. So he did very well, I believe. You know, a lot of people are excited because he has a lot of old new inbox stock and things like that. But yeah, overall, you know, with the demo games, it was just a really good vibe. Everyone was really happy to be there. We had Kraken Comics as well. They're a local comic book shop that's going to be opening in the local village in Bevington. So yeah, if you're from Wirral, from the northwest, you might know some of these names like Irby, Bevington, New Ferry, where we held the event. So yeah, so that's why I've been away, because I've been planning that. It's been bloody stressful, if I'm being honest. But it was a huge success. You know, we had countless people on the day telling us it went well, and they were made up with it. And just to have something a bit more local, like in the northwest that I know of, in terms of sort of convention-esque events, we have Phalanx in St Helens, which I went to for the first time last year. It blew my mind. I thought it was absolutely brilliant. I will be going again this year. I'm really, really looking forward to it, if I'm being honest. Excuse me there, just taking a drink because I'm just talking and waffling, aren't I? So yeah, so I have one on Wirral, which is where the Wirral, if you don't know, is the sticky outy bit of the northwest of England. We're a peninsula. I think we might be the only peninsula in the UK, possibly. Might have that wrong. I'll put it on screen if I'm right or I'm wrong. Big thumbs up if I'm right. Big thumbs down if I'm wrong. So yeah, so it was just great. It was, you know, it was good to have something local. And I know I organised it, but it was nice. I mean, I didn't spend much time I was just walking around talking to people, to be honest, seeing if everyone was okay and things like that. And at my own table, I was selling a few bits and bobs, you know, with the support of my wife as well. God bless her. You know, she puts up with some stuff for me. That's why I'm blessed with a hobby cupboard under the stairs. So yes, that's why I've been away. I know I'm rambling a little bit now, aren't I? But yes, it was just stressful, busy time. I didn't have much time to do hobby. The spare time I did have, obviously, I spent it with my children, my wife, organising the event, just getting a few bits and bobs done. I managed to get some stuff primed, get some stuff zenithal and things like that. But yeah, and in between, I've been building me Bolt Action Force, my British Airborne, and yeah, I've been slowly working on that, chipping away at that. I've got my list ready, what I want. Now I'm just thinking of additions. Obviously, still got to paint it all, get it primed, but the weather's good now, so I can get into that. So yeah, so we'll move on from Wirral War-Con. That was a huge success. If you're interested in tabletop events like that, I'll put a link to the Facebook page for it. You can go and have a look and keep your eyes peeled for the next one. We're in the early stages of planning War-Con 2026 now. So I've got a whole year to go for this one. I planned the last one in 6 months, and it was crazy. But yeah. So, hobby stuff. Where are we? From Wirral War-Con, I did pick up, rather foolishly, because I'm a bloody glutton for punishment, I picked up the Armies of the United States book from BULWARK Games. I've got the free James J. McNeice miniature with that one. That's really cool. Looking forward to that. And because in my house we love Band of Brothers, love the US Airborne, I picked up the Currahee US Airborne D-Day Starter Army. So I'm going to dive into that at some point, but admittedly this is going to sit on the shelf for a little while until I finish my Brits. So my Brits are my #1 army. They're who I'm really, that's what I want to get into Bolt Action with. These guys, I saw the set, I saw people talking about the sculpt of the miniatures, and I couldn't resist. Admittedly, the guys at BULWARK did me a really good deal on it. Probably feeling sorry for me, all the stress we've all been through. But yeah, so that was my only purchase from Wirral War-Con. That was it. I had a good walk around. Didn't pick anything else up that was good. I didn't have time to buy anything, if I'm being honest. But yeah, so that was that. Still on the Bolt Action front. I, a while ago, got a tank commissioned. It's a commission painted tank. A tank commissioned, not a full real tank. No way, that'd be cool though. My son would be made up with that. I reached out to a guy I know quite well. A guy called Aid. He runs Lost Patrol Miniatures over on Facebook. He's a commission painter. He started off specialising in airfix models and things like that. Does superb work. I mean, superb work. I bought some pictures up of his stuff. He sent me over his airfix stuff. I've done a few 3D printed bits and bobs for him. That's how I know him. He reached out to me through my 3D printing shop. And so I got in touch with him, but he said, Aid, I've always wanted the tank from Fury, the Easy 8 Sherman. I'm buying the kit, the Rubicon kit. They're doing the stowage pack. I've bought that. If I send it out to you, could you paint it for me? Because I don't think I could do it justice. And he went, yeah, sure, mate, yeah. Yeah, there's no rush, this, that, and the other. So I was back and forth with him, and he's keeping me updated with the progress and everything. I actually met up with him at, what was the hobby show called? West Midlands Wargaming Society show in Wolverhampton. Went down there because he told me about that. I met up and had a good chat with him for a good half an hour. We just chatting about hobby and life and things like that. He's a really cool guy. Really, really cool guy. But he painted this for me, so he sent it out to me. And this is going to be obviously go with me US Airborne. I'll pop it here. Away. I don't know if we can see that very well. Shall I zoom in? We'll zoom in a bit. I'm going to tilt the camera. No, I'm not. I'm just going to pick it up and show you. So yeah, so he's painted this beauty for me from Fury. I mean, look at that. So because he said by his own admission, his brain wouldn't forgive him if he didn't use actual string. So he's used actual string and stuff on that. There, miniature string. Painted all the stowage, the wood, the logs, guns on top. Admittedly, I'm gutted about it. I broke this bloody gun off here when I was unpacking it. But I've glued it back on, so shh, don't tell him. The stowage on the back with the rope, the string, the weathering. I'm trying to be dead careful. I'm really proud I'm going to bloody drop it. He's just done such a good job. Fury, love it, absolutely love it. Like it's such a cool piece. Just one of those like centerpiece pieces, I suppose. I mean, I couldn't hope to paint this well. I'd like to paint this well. I'd like to learn to paint this well. Yes, look at that. Look at that bad boy right there. As my son would say, look at that bad boy. So yeah, absolutely made up with this. Stunning piece. You've got the German helmet with the gas mask. He's done a great job. And yeah, so big thanks to Aid. Check him out over at Lost Patrol Miniatures. Superb work. I believe he's opened his books up for January. So yeah, be sure to check him out. And this is a thing of absolute beauty. We'll pop it there for now. I snapped that gun off again, didn't I? Because I'm a bloody donut. Excuse the rustling. So I move that box up the way that I'm storing it in for now. Keep it safe because I'm clumsy. In terms of my British then, whilst we're keeping on the... In fact, no, rewind 1 second. In terms of talking about tanks, talking about these bad boys, I went to a show at the weekend called Penkridge War Games. I've been a few times. My mate runs it. And whilst I was there, I had a little walk around, and I was very good. I didn't really buy anything. Well, I bought something, but I didn't go mad. Because I've got a lot going on project-wise, and I want to get back into my dead man's hand and stuff. But following on from this tank, thinking I'd love to be able to paint that well, I picked up this book. I'm going to zoom out again now. Painting Wargaming Models, Armoured Vehicles in Europe, 1943 to 45 by Andy Singleton. So this is like a little, well, it's a guidebook, essentially on loads of hints and tips on how to paint your tanks and things like that. So I believe Andy Singleton, it says here, Andy Singleton has been the author. Andy Singleton has been modelling and painting since childhood, having built subjects across a broad range of subjects, scales and genres. In 2014, he decided to stop having a proper job, packed up his can't get my words out, can I? Picked up his brushes full time to become a professional figure painter with his business, Volley Fire Painting Service. In addition to painting legions of figures, he's worked in many manufacturers across the industry. Examples of his work can be found in many rulebooks, magazines, and websites. So from reading that, I thought this fella must know what he's talking about, and it's literally just a guidebook on loads of tips and weathering, and look at all this. It just looks lovely, doesn't it? Zimmerit, stuff like that for your German tanks, examples of painted tanks, methods, brushes. There's chapters on each army. United States vehicles, stuff like this. British vehicles. It's going to fit in nicely with my airborne. Don't know why I said like that. My airborne. But yeah, so I picked this up because I'm going to study it, to be honest, and see if I can improve my skill set of painting tanks. I've got a couple of Shermans there. I've got another Easy 8, to be honest, that I built a long time ago. Another Rubicon one, which I'm gonna try my hand at, 'cause I've got an airbrush there as well, which I've never used. But I'm gonna be brave. I'm gonna use it. So yeah, picked up that one. That was a cool book, or is a cool book. So I'm gonna read that. That's going to be my work bag. So I read that on the bus and read it at my desk. I should be working. Yeah. So that was that. On the bolt action front end for me British, the force has grown. It's really grown. How am I going to do this? I'm storing them at the moment in here. This is a Maltesers teasers box because it fitted well. But yeah, so I've got me various units. Tell you what, I'm going to take them out and we're going to set them up. So, nice easy ones. Got a couple of British snipers there. Admittedly, they're not the airborne snipers, they are just the British ones. I believe they're from the Canadian arm. But yeah, so I've got those two snipers. Where's my other guys? These are two of the Warlord Resin actual British airborne snipers. Tell you what, let's zoom in, shall we? We might be able to see a bit better. I've got my spotter, it's my air observer, whatever I want to use them as. I really like this guy. This is one of my favourite miniatures I think I've put together, I think it just looks very characterful. It's got the moustache and everything, it's got the binoculars. And then we've just put together just a load of squads. So if I get my SMG chaps, I'm just going to put me here for a second. Where are we? Fellas? We're in here somewhere. So I have been a busy boy with all this, to be honest. Planning them out, and was it a squad of 5 of them I had, or was it 6? I think it was 5. So there are tank busters. There are SMG wielding airborne lunatics. Fearless. That's those guys. We've got, oh wait, hold on, no, there was 6 of them. Then we've got our rifle sections, which contain that was a strange noise in the garden then. It's got our rifle sections, which admittedly some of these still need a little bit of work. They haven't got their backpacks and things on, but we're getting there. we've got a whole host of these chaps. I think I've got 2 units of 8. In no particular order here, by the way. With the LMG as well. 8, there's that 8. These 3 over here. I did make myself a nice unit commander. Nice overall commander, but I like this chap as well here. I used him as a sniper. I was going to use him as a sniper on the run. I think I might do as well, you know. Might swap him out for one of those airborne snipers down there. But for now, we can just go in a rifle unit. So we had those guys there. So those 5, 6, 7, 8. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Those 8. And we've got our Piat teams. That one. I'm not going to total up the points cost on these guys at the moment, because frankly, I don't know. There is method to my madness. But this isn't the majority of the arm. This is the crux of the infantry force. I'm not necessarily going to run 2 sniper teams either. I've just got a bit of an option. These are the metal Warlord British snipers. I just think they're really cool in the ghillie suits. Really, really nice models. They're the metal ones. You can get them in resin now. But yeah, so still got to paint these guys up. I've just primed them in the green that I'm using on my tanks. Yeah, I've got a mortar team here as well. It's the resin ones. I haven't based these yet because I can't decide how I want to do them. Because with the size of them, obviously this guy can go on a round base. This guy, he sort of hangs over a round base, which bugs me, if I'm being honest. See, hangs over like that, which just annoys me a little bit. But I think I am going to just mount him on one of these. I'll just shave his leg down or something and get him flush. But yeah, so we've got a few other little bits and bobs. I bought this pack here. That contains the flamethrower as well. Not sure if I'm going to use the flamethrower. But we've got the metal versions of these as well in the starter box down there. I just wasn't that keen on the metals, to be honest, but I'll use them. But yeah, so this is the main sort of body of my force that we've been working on and getting them together. I'm going to revisit my list, make sure I've got it. I might even put a little thing up of my list at the moment, or once I've got the actual army built, not necessarily primed, but built, I'll do a video about the army and why I've gone with the options I have. But yeah, so that's me British Airborne at the moment. So we're slowly working our way through, making our way through with it and adding to it and building on it, and I'm quite excited. You know, like some of these guys, I've still got to put the packs on and the additional bits and bobs on there, the belts and things like that. I had a guy. I don't know where he's gone. I made someone as like me overall platoon commander. He's vanished. Never mind. So yeah, we've got those guys going. Might even be this guy, you know. Yeah, I think it might be this chap. Maybe I made it as him. Maybe he was going to be me head honcho, me big cheese. I'm not sure. I liked him, but I also liked this chap as well. I thought he looks very grizzled. Over there, chaps. Off we go. Tally ho. Tea on the hill. But yeah. So that's my British Airborne at the moment. That's a little update on them. Where we're at with them. In terms of Dead Man's Hand, we haven't built any more buildings. I've still got stuff to build. I'll put a little video up actually of me Dead Man's Hand stuff, because I did a little rundown of me town and took a few pictures of that. That was quite cool. I've been working on a little bit of terrain here. If I can pop it up without knocking everything over. You can see that. That's just one of me what's it called, hitching post and water trough. But I've put some holes in it, like it's been shot, in the middle of a gunfight there. I'm thinking about getting like a little piece of it's like fishing wire, clear fishing wire, to put out of the hole here and just feed onto the ground and make this like look wet on the sand, just so it's been shot and, you know, it's emptied. I thought that might be cool. But yeah, so I just need to dust it up a bit, do the base. That's cool. And then I was working on this. It's almost like a bit of a palette cleanser, to be honest. Just something daft, a bit silly. He's like I said earlier, you know, I run a 3D printing store, and one of my tabletop sales I went to, I had one cow left and one mounted cowboy, and it was these two. I thought, I'm going to do something daft with them, so I just glued him on. And I've sort of modelled it on the, do you know the song by Johnny Cash? I think it's Ghost Riders in the Sky. It talks about the head of cows or something running in the clouds with hooves like steel and red eyes and all this. Thought they'll just look cool rolling into town like that. No idea what you'd use him for in game, or how he'd work, or how you'd stat him. But yeah, so I've just been working on him just as a little palette cleanser, just to keep me interested in painting, to be honest. Because I find, I don't know if you guys find this, once you step away from painting for a while, it becomes a bit difficult to get back into it. I'll just find the time. I know I've got my hobby cupboard now, so I can just get things set up nicely. But it's just having that little time to just do it. But yeah, so he was a palette cleanser. And we've zenithalled a few of our mounted cowboys, which we're going to get some paint on and stuff like that. I really, really like the look of these. I think these from Great Escape Games are just stunning. Multi-part kit, build them how you want them, different accoutrements for your saddlebags, things like that. The heads, things like so many options, and they tie up with the gunfighters on foot as well, so you can make mounted versions of your on foot characters. You know, so we're just, yeah, really, really pleased with these guys. These are lovely, really, really nice miniatures. I'm looking forward to getting paint on them. So as I'm just over here like this, aren't I? Looking forward to getting paint on these guys. And yeah, so now that War-Con's over and things like that, you know, I'll be able to get back into my hobby. Admittedly, I'm going on holiday in a few weeks. I'm having a week away. Much needed week away, to be honest, with the family. But you know, I'm going to get back to my hobby in a big way, I think. So I'm really, really feeling excited again. Yeah, so I know I don't sound very excited there because I'm just tired. But no, I'm feeling really, really excited about it. You know, I feel like I'm getting somewhere with my Bolt Action army. God, my voice went then. I'm thinking for an armoured platoon for these. Let me know what you think. Some Humber armoured cars. I'm thinking a scout car as my platoon commander, and two of the I think it's the Mark 4s, I want to say. Using two of them, just to add a bit of interest to my force. I've got a Tetrarch there, which I thought was about doing Tetrarchs. It's a nice little 3D printed Tetrarch. That's what we test print, so it's a little bit off in places, but dirty will weather it up, it'll be fine. Yeah, I thought about printing a few of these, and then I thought I just like the look of the. Stick them here. I just like the look of the Humbers. I'll put a picture up. I think they're a really unique shape, and they just look cool. So yeah, I thought they might fit a bit. Yeah, they'll fit with it. I'm sure they will from a thematic point of view, I suppose. But yeah, guys, I think, I'll be honest, that is everything for today, because I think I've talked for quite a while. So yeah, that's the update where I'm at today. You know, we'll be back with some more short form content. I'll do probably a little review on the Fury tank there from Lost Patrol Miniatures, showing that off a bit. And yeah, I just wanted to do this update just to talk to you about where I've been, why I haven't been here. Just to say I'm still here. I'm planning on doing more content. You know, I've got a lot of stuff primed and stuff ready to go now. Yeah, we're going to get back to it. So I've got plans for a full town overview for my Dead Man's Hand stuff. I'll do a proper update on my Bolt Action British Army. Run down my list, why I'm building it the way I am. Whether, you know, you could always tell me it's a terrible list as well. That'll be good. I'll just change my mind. I'll say, I always knew that. Just, you know, I was just testing you. So yeah, you know, so we've got stuff to do. We're working hard. We're getting through it now. And you know, now War-Con is done, and I'm planning the next one. Crazy. You know, we're on the up, as it were. We've got time again. I'm excited. That fire's back in my belly to do some hobby. So yeah, that's everything for today, guys. Sorry I've rambled on a bit more there than I thought I would. This has turned into a bit of a longer video. So yeah, I appreciate if you stayed to the end. I really appreciate that. You know, what have you guys been up to? How do you deal with hobby burnout? You know, have you got any big projects on the go that you're working on? Yeah, you know, tell me about it. Let's talk about it. Let's get some more videos on the go, shall we? So thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for still being here if you're still here. If you're not and you've fallen asleep, well, boom. Hopefully this will wake you up. But yeah, no. That's all for today, guys. Thanks again. Have a good one. Stay safe. Ta-ra.